Tony Hawk 1 and 2 has been delayed on the Xbox due to a licensing problem. And guess what the game news media did? Of course, they trashed it. Let's talk about that.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab us, coming high and eat up scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Froomies trading people, worders skin. All recent gaming, go race and pay top mean. Good morning, coming moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. Wake.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin. Good morning, everybody. Also tuned in, even the crazy one is wishing you a beautiful and awesome Thursday. Chat, good morning. We got several things we got to tackle today. We got several issues we got to go into because heck, man, oh man, like always, the media has to go after Xbox. I don't understand why media always has to go after Xbox for everything it does. Incredible. David Cohen, good morning, my brother. He says, so why is the Xbox Game Pass release of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 being delayed? Let's see. The game is well optimized on console and is a ton of fun. Could it be poor timing? What gives? To be fair, I have a physical copy. So, David, the problem with this game was that due to a music license, they could not put the game in Game Pass. I don't know what's the licensing to this music or what's going on with that because, didn't that game already release, though? I think it did release. I think I own that game, don't I? I mean, I'm lost with this. I mean, I need to log into my Xbox and check this out, but I think that game was released a while ago. But in order for them to drop it into Game Pass or something, there has to be something with the music license that is not letting them put the game on Game Pass. Something's going on, and I know they got to fix it. But of course, what I'm here to talk about is not that because, look, that's a nothing burger. That's something that that Xbox got to figure out, fix it, and then they'll put the game on Game Pass. That's nothing. Because we already had this happen in the past. To play the shitty games and stuff. I know, sorry, Chad. Every time I hear past, I start singing the Angry Video Game Nerd song. Yes! But, And to be honest, though, today, I'm looking kind of slim, though. Huh. Yeah, I'm looking kind of slim, though, today. I'm wearing a chill-out shirt today. Because, Chad, after, we're done with the show, I got to head to the doctors. And after I head to the doctors, I am finally getting my haircut. Yes, I'm taking all this hair down. All of this is going down. That's why I'm not wearing hair gel today. I had to comb it back to try to have it stabilized because, shit. If not, my hair would have been all over the place. So, David Cohen asked this question. He says, Louis, what got you into doing YouTube? Was it money or gaming? Both. So what got me into YouTube was Sal Blow, that SOB that I love, even though he's an SOB because he actually got busy with life. He hasn't been able to come back. So Sal Blow one day told me, Lou, this has happened like a couple years ago, and he's like, Lou, let's get into podcasting. I'm like, huh? Let's go and talk about video games. I've been looking for people to do podcasting or something. I said, okay, let's go. So that's how it all started. And then basically, it became fun. And I've been doing this for quite some time. We started in Spanish, and then, after that, we went into the English podcasting because, first it was a Spanish podcast. We wanted to give it out, and then, I told Sarah, why don't we try the English? Go to English. And so we debated, the English XBI podcast, which was international. We had Silent Cipher, Sound Blow, Dark. That Dark, and during that time, was with Microsoft, so he couldn't podcast with us anymore. And who else? It was me, Silent, Dark, and Sour. And so, things come by, the XBI podcast, couldn't keep up because, life comes in the way. Silent's got a busy schedule. Sablo had something to do with his kids. And though we had Plume recruited, so Plume was there. And yeah, we just couldn't catch up on Wednesdays. Like, my Wednesdays are free to do podcasting, but I know those guys got busy with a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, one day we will come back and do it. But so the question is if I do it for fun or for money or for gaming or both. So the thing is, like, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I enjoy sitting with you guys, chatting all the time, having a fun conversation like I do every single day, of course. Now, something extra comes by, cool. That's how I think, because if someone wants to send a super chat or someone wants to send something, that's cool. But I'm not going to obligate you to be sending me money. What do you think I always told these guys about the members meeting that we're going to have soon, because YouTube is literally pushing me that I got to raise the prices, and I don't want to abuse anyone's wallets. I always say everyone's got to take care of the money in their wallets, I always say that. So that's why we're going to have a members meeting, because I got to stabilize those prices for them not to be too affected, because again, this is for fun, guys. We're here to have fun. And look, if it becomes a business, it becomes a business. If it doesn't, we're going to be here always doing this for fun. And no matter what, if it's a business, it will still always be fun. No matter what, chat, no matter what. I try to always keep it that way, because I know I've heard stuff out there, and I don't know if it's 100% true because that hasn't been flown to me. But I have heard that once it becomes a business, they like sit with you and tell you what to say, or you can't say this, or you got to watch out for this. That's not going for me. I'm sorry. I always try to be as honest as I can be, and sometimes even though I'm always as honest as I can be, and try to keep things 100%, the way it is. Sometimes I might slip and might say something that it's not there factually, or something that I misread or something like that. But at least, after people point out that I made a mistake, that I say, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. I do apologize when I say something that I misread or something, or misled. I do that sometimes, because sometimes, you think about it like, I remember this happened a couple years ago, but wait a minute, or this happened, I remember I read this somewhere, and then I just misread it and got the wrong idea. It happens to me, though. It does. So, yeah. But this is for fun, my friend. This is for fun. Louis got into YouTube for the porn. It said porn? I thought you said, for the poon. What's the poon? What's poon mean? What's poon mean? I thought you said poon or porn. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I got into it, though. That's why I got into it. And that's why, a lot of these guys, when you guys come to me and talk to me about these guys, right, and their opinions and everything they say, like, for example, Mag, let me add seed money into this, Boomstick, let me see, Alex, all them dudes. I always tell you guys, and the truth is, I do have respect. Dreamcast guy, big guy right there, that's the biggest example of them all. The biggest misleader of them all is the Dreamcast guy. None of these guys, mislead. I'm just adding a subject like about the opinion things, like you don't agree with the opinions. But that's what I always say about all these guys is I respect the hustle. The hustle, I mean. Not the hassle, the hustle. Because, yeah, like me sitting here for 2 or 3 hours by myself, because the hardest thing is I'm doing the show by myself, right? And with you guys, right? So I had to keep up, because if not, you guys get bored. So it's a tough thing, and those guys really put a lot of work in behind those scenes, put the work in the channel. That's why I have a lot of respect for them, because, going on here and talk about whatever's happening is pretty cool, and pretty tough too sometimes. Like, my internet's not working, hell, Yeah, Plume joined us later on down the road, you know, when we asked him. Yeah, Plume too. So, yeah, we all got busy, though. So, we're probably, you know, going to come back one day. You know, we're actually sitting in the background saying, you know, might come back, which will literally help me a little bit, you know, so I cannot put a lot of more, like a lot of more, what's it called? I mean, of course, the work is going to be there, you know, for the love. But yeah, we're thinking about coming back, though. We actually are, so we're talking about it because, you know, at least I know something that, you know, the schedules are kind of cooling down for those guys. So sooner or later, we'll be back here, you know, talking and doing the X-Bad podcast like we used to do, either on Wednesday, either on Tuesday, or either on Thursday. I don't know. Probably will, though. I mean, let's see. Let's see what comes around. So you mean the Birdman himself struggled with licensing? Yep, there was a problem with licensing. But, like I said, we had this problem happen once before. But I did not see media go at it the way they did now. Because, of course, they're trying to look for that bad news to shove it to Xbox. Because, you know, trying to defend good old PlayStation. It could be music or something like that. Exactly, Ralph Taylor. And listen, you know what's so funny? And here's the truth, though. I love Tony Hawk. I love those games. Those games are fun. You know, they're cool. They're fantastic. I love, you know, skateboarding, hitting things, you know, doing what we got to do. But it's so much to play, though. I mean, I can wait. I'm in no rush to have that game drop in the Game Pass. If not, just I can go ahead and buy it. It's a problem. Watching the Spawn Wave this morning, there were people talking about their local pawn shops having a huge influx of PS5s not even to get rid of. What? You gotta be shitting me, eBay. One guy asked me if he could trade his PS5 for their only X and X, and they were turned down. Oh shit. Laman Davis, good morning, my brother. How you doing? BB, good morning. Apex NYC, good morning. Talos, the man with the ray, good morning. I said it yesterday. You were right, Jubei. It was due to music or character licensing issues there. This should have been a no-brainer, yes. But look, Mita did not take it as a no-brainer because there's like 25 sites out there saying that there's a problem. Yep, saying that. Do it, says Michael Knox. Do what? What do you want me to do? You're correct. It's the battle for the clicks. Yep, that's what it is, the battle for the clicks. If the brand name, if any kind of it, it is 100% to be licensing. Yep. So let's start with this one, though. This one was the one. This is the one that most intrigued me right here because, man, oh man, you guys just won't stop, right? Of course, you guys just won't stop. My good old Windows Central. You guys won't stop shoving things down to Xbox's throat, right? So look what it says here. Cracks are starting to show in Xbox Game Pass. What cracks? This is the part where I don't understand. Like, what cracks? You guys saw a game was removed. And you guys are saying now there's cracks in there? Chat, this is the part where, you know, I sit here and I'm like, you guys are supposed to be journalists or bloggers or whatever the hell you guys call yourselves now, because some of them call themselves bloggers, some of them call themselves reporters, some of them calls themselves, I don't know what the hell, but damn. I mean, y'all act like this has never happened before. Xbox quietly removed Xbox Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 from its upcoming Game Pass lineup despite owning the IP. Is it a simple mistake or something more? No, I'm not even going to read the update because you guys should have switched this article and done something. But you know, no, I'm not even going to read the update because you guys suck. Xbox recently revealed a pretty impressive lineup of games coming to Xbox Game Pass with Power 1.0. However, while Power 1.0 is still on the way, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 has been since removed, with Xbox updating its original announcement to include this following note. We removed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 from the list, coming soon to Game Pass. As for why it's removed, your guess is as good as mine. But Tony Hawk is actually an IP Xbox owns, making this remote more head-scratching, though some have speculated it could be due to music licensing. And what turned out to be true, though? Update. Microsoft have provided Windows Central with a statement clarifying that Tony Hawk's has not been canceled for Xbox Game Pass. According to the spokesperson, the company is continuing working through necessary licensor approvals. So y'all couldn't wait for this before to write this article. No, you had to go out there, write this just to get these clicks, right? And say that Game Pass has cracks. That's my freaking problem. That's what makes me kind of like, what the hell? Come on, guys. You guys can do better. I keep telling you guys, seriously, you guys can do better. Who? Big Go bike helmet with USB rechargeable rear light. I should get that helmet. Sweet. So that way, you know, nothing hits me in the face. Yeah. I don't know. It looks kind of comfy, though. So let's keep going. So let's see there, right here. And here we go. Because, of course, chat. This is a problem with Game Pass, right? Because y'all gotta love this. This is where it gets good. Rumors surrounding the long-term viability of Xbox Game Pass have been circulating online for a while now, with some reports claiming Xbox leadership views the service as unsustainable. Xbox is also in the middle of a major restructuring, with studios becoming independent, around 1,600 layoffs taking place so far. How does a game that is not going to Game Pass as of this moment has to do with the major restructuring or the major restructuring, I could see it though, but the layoffs, y'all gotta add that salt in there, do you? You guys are furious that there was layoffs in there. You know, chat, I always say something, and yesterday I saw Sean Layden say something. Sean Layden, he said he wants Xbox to come back and compete. You know, because having one thing out there, having one big guy out there is a problem, he says. You know what I said when I read that tweet? Chat, guess what the crazy one said after I read that tweet? And it's simple, because I'm reading this right now, and I'm going to repeat after I saw what Sean Layden said. I said loud and clear, my friends, stop talking shit about Xbox then. Start putting more positive stuff on Xbox. Start talking positive about it. Start talking about how things are moving out well. Start doing this, start doing that, because at the end of the day, every time you guys go ahead and write hit pieces like this, well, not hit pieces, you know, but shit, every time you go in and write shit like this, all you're doing is slandering Xbox. It's been, what, 2 weeks since the layoffs, and now every day there has to be something new. Now we got layoffs over here. Now we got hidden layoffs. Now we're going to have the extra super secret layoff that's going to come out, you know, next week, because every week there has to be something bad about Xbox out there in the news. You guys have not done and said something positive about it, besides the update that was there last week. Because kind of funny, though, you all guys are acting like this has never ever happened before, but guess what? It did. It did. It did, though. But the thing is, y'all seem to forget. So let's keep reading and see if they can. I'm giving them a little teensy little bitty chance right here to see if they got something right out here. So let's keep reading, though. It's impossible to say whether pulling a single hit from the lineup means anything on its own, but it's not exactly inspire confidence either. Oh, because they pulled the game? Doesn't inspire what? Huh? 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 What? If it didn't inspire confidence, I mean, nobody was saying that. Nobody will be saying that, though. I mean, They were saying, you know, though some have speculated it could be due to music licensing or any type of licensing, though. If people did not have confidence, they wouldn't have said that. But yes, you guys have to, you know, of course. At the very least, it leaves me feeling a little more cautious about the future of Game Pass might look like. Wow. I'm actually a big fan of Game Pass. No, you're not. It's giving me the opportunity to play games I probably would have never tried otherwise. Then shut up about it. Why did you have to write an article like this? And I'm much more willing to take a chance on something new if it launches on the service. That said, I feel like I'm the minority. I think the average gamer is more likely to stick with the games we already know, whether that's Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, Minecraft, or the latest sports title. Ah, you're talking like Crazy Louie now, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I think he's been out here longer. That's probably talking more like him than he like me. But yeah, you know what I mean, though. Now, there's nothing wrong with the sticking to games you know. But with Game Pass growth slowing, it doesn't exactly paint the most encouraging picture for the service future. For context, reports suggesting the subscriber count has fallen from 34 million to 30 million active users. Like PlayStation loses 2 or 3 million all the time on PS Plus. What's the problem? Or sometimes 5, sometimes 4. What's the problem? But okay. Let me know how you feel about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remove 1 and 2, the coming Game Pass now. Do you care, or are you worried, or do you think this is a simple mistake? As always, simple mistake, yeah. Yeah, simple mistake. But again, you guys are acting like this has never happened before. But look, like I said, Crazy Louie is here to tell you and show you something. Because shit, it has happened before, and yes, here it is. Let me zoom in on this chat. You guys ready? I'm going to zoom in on this. Yes, Quantum Break was temporarily, right, removed from Xbox Game Pass and digital storefronts in April 2023 due to an expiring licensing agreement. However, this was a short-term issue. Both Microsoft and Remedy Entertainment quickly confirmed that the delisting was to renew expired rights, which typically include the game's in-game music and live-action cinematic TV segments. The game has successfully returned to the platform shortly after, in late April 2023, and remains fully available on the service. So this has happened before. Hey, Lost Boy, what's up, man? Good morning. Lost Boy is game rumor, PlayStation Backlash reporting, scaring off paying publishers. I hope they are. Shit. Scare them all off. For all Fortnite people, then got DC the game now. Alright. TH will always be an Xbox game. Exactly. Also, did you notice Xbox Console a new achievement pop-up? Also, the new boots up on the Xbox Series X is driving home the fact over time Xbox going back to its old roots even. Yep, it's looking beautiful. I mean, I'm loving how Xbox changed a couple things, you know? It's pretty sweet, though. But remember one thing, David. This is all customer service, though. You got to see it this way. They're right now doing a lot of customer service, which is good, which is the stuff, you know, it's been missing. So it's good that they're actually pushing even more and trying to fix, you know, this whole platform right here and fixing a lot of stuff that were actually good, but it's actually getting better. And that's what we want to see. We want to see it get better, not worse, better. Third party are not happy with Sony. Who in the blue hell is happy with Sony? The only people who is happy with Sony is these damn PlayStation fanboys that they go out there and suck. You know what they do, though? I don't want to say it, but you know what they do? They do anything Sony wants. There's a couple of them that are defending it. Like that Hunter dude, like this other dude, you know, that keep on defending everything that comes out of PlayStation. That's what he does, though. Everything that PlayStation does, he defends it. All the freaking way, all the freaking time, he defends it. That's what they do. And you know the ninja that you love to hate too is out there, you know, trolling these guys that are fighting the whole digital thing. Now here comes my question though, and I don't. I'm trying, and James Act also is messing around and saying what he says because it's always James Act. That's the way he is though. But it comes to the question though, what's the problem with people fighting about this? I'm trying to understand what's the problem with this. I mean, if they're not happy, what is the problem with this? You think they don't deserve? You think PlayStation does not deserve the backlash for what they're doing? You think they're doing the right thing? I mean, even if Xbox came out and said the same thing, the way it was said, I would have been here thrashing it. I would have said, yo, Xbox, you should have warned people. You should have said something. But here's the thing, though. Xbox told us since 2013 that is the whole online thing, and we became part of Xbox, and we, you know, the ones who are here have accepted this pretty much. So if Xbox comes out and announces it, though, the way that PlayStation did, you know, it wouldn't affect us as much. But still, that is not the correct way to say stuff. They should have sat down and talked to its consumer base because they have accustomed their consumer base with their whole this thing. And even though those guys, and this is the thing that they don't understand though, because I just find it pretty funny that these dudes out there don't get. I said this once on my channel. Me, Lou. This is what Lou said. The last time I bought a 4K or Blu-ray DVD was what's it called? Or popped in the CD to play a Blu-ray DVD was when I got my Xbox One. I'm being serious. That was the last time. Just to try the disc that the Xbox One disc was I'm not having problems. So I popped in the Blu-ray disc and I saw the disc was running. I saw a little bit of the movie. I was like, okay, everything's running great. Okay, because I got my Xbox One without any games, chat. Believe it or not. So, where was I though? And so, like I said, you know, the last physical game I bought was Battlefield Hardline. And then I went all digital because someone told me, why are you buying physical? You know, when you just go all digital, you have the game right here. Yeah, 12 p.m. when it releases, you know, or 12 a.m. when it releases, you're already playing it. And I'm like, you know, you're right. Let me go digital. And that's why I went digital because, you know, for where I live, this take a couple days to come here and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? Yeah, cool. I'm just going to go right here and play it digital. That's what I've been doing, though. So, like I said, though, Xbox accustomed me to that. And me, for example, this again, like I go to. The other day when I was in California, San Francisco, what did I do? I went into a shop because a friend of mine, you know, a friend of mine told me, hey, let's go to this shop. I'm like, okay, let's go. So we went into this DVD shop, you know, just no stock yet, just to see stuff. And I bumped into 3 Blu-rays right here. That was the Batman, which I got all the series for under $10. So I bought it. That's what people want. They want that freaking option. They want the option if they can't go in and buy a physical CD for real cheap of a game that they probably forgot that's there digitally because remember, you know, the promotions switch things around. Like, for example, I can go in right now and see Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the display being shown. But if 3 months go by, I can literally forget that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is there because, you know, there's more games coming out, more games going to be shown, there's more games going to be popping up in front of my face that the other one just kind of slides through. Unless if they paid for more money to be there in the front of the storefront. But that's what happens, so, and unless I see a sale, I can go in and buy it, you know, something like that, you know? Because sometimes, you know, of course, we all check the summer sales, or we all check the spring sales, or we all check the Christmas sales, we all check Black Friday sales. That's what we do. We go in and be like, oh, this is half off, let me go buy, and buy a couple games. That's what we do. So, if you go to a store and see that option there, of course, you know, physical, you say, oh, it's only $5. Hey, why not pick it up? I mean, I would do the same thing, right, chat? But I don't have that here, so I'm good with that. So, Laos Boy says, let's see what chat's saying, though. It says here, third party are not happy with Sony. I think publishers are rather happy with Sony being the one getting the blame while still profiting from it. 125 to GTA 6 come out to listening to Martin and play RDR2. All right. But greatness awaits. Game Pass is very sustainable. Making $5 billion per year is very sustainable. Remember, they did not make $5 billion. They only made $5 billion that 1 year. Yeah, he make that for 1 year. No, he's not an Xbox Game Pass. No, he's not a fan of Xbox Game Pass. However, I am getting games digitally. I once again use Steam. However, when on my Xbox Series X, the orders are optimized and just use physical recently. Sweet. I don't think people understand how much 5 billion is. They have no idea. Yeah, Jago6, I know they don't understand that. Because again, it's Xbox. They don't understand nothing that it comes down to Xbox though. They always gotta go ahead and bash it, my friend. For example, if I have 5 billion pennies, how much money would you have? If you have 5 billion pennies, Jago6, you would have a problem, my friend. That is not a good example to use. Number one, you need to get you have to get like the biggest warehouse in order to fit all that stuff in. And number two, to count all that money is gonna take you probably 3 years. So no, we do not want 5 billion pennies, my friend. I do not want it. I want it in cash, though, fool. Dollar bills, not in pennies, though. Ah, hell no. I remember this one time, this dude, I don't know, he was, I think he got, what's it called? So this dude, and that was a smart move, you know, I was like, you know, that's actually a smart idea to do. He got fined over something. I think it was like 10,000 or something like that. I don't remember. I think it was 10,000 or $10 million. I don't remember what was, or 10 million euros. I don't remember what it was. And he said, oh, I'm getting fined for this. Okay, no problem. I'll pay. He paid in pennies. And they said, look, I paid. It's in pennies. Go ahead and count it. That's what he did to those people. He said, fuck them, receive it. And they cannot say no, though. They cannot say no. They had to receive all that money and count those pennies. He sent them in a truck, and he said, unload those pennies in there, let them count it. And for, I don't know how long it took them to count it, but that was actually a good thing to do it. Yeah, go ahead, fine. I would do the same thing. So yeah, also yeah, Game Pass is unsustainable if it weren't for the price decrease in the value of offers. However, my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate expired on my Xbox Series X. However, I have lots of game discs. Sweet. But look, there have been people trying to pay with pennies and were turned down and fined further. Yeah. Well, he said, I'm paying you. It was a government thing, so they had to receive it. So there was no turning that around because he said, I'm not paying you another way, so you either take it or not. That's what they can do. Marathon roaring, people can't stop playing it. What happened there? I'm lost there. So, let's keep on going, chat, because, you know, like I said, howdy, happy Fridays, Excel. The new Game Pass game, Dash Attack, is very cool. Like JSR and Tony Hawk put together with Sega Dreamcast, quality vibes and music. A great combination. Yeah, Just Set Radio, there you go. But yeah, like I said, though, right? They needed to pummel this down and talk about it. And so these guys wrote this article saying there was a cracking Game Pass, and I'm like, bro, this has happened before. Y'all acting like it never happened before. Y'all saying like this has never happened before, because I saw a lot of people out there on Twitter saying this has never happened before. Oh, this has never been there. I cannot believe, you know, Xbox Game Pass, you know, removed the game that we're going to put on there, especially their own IP. This is bad. This is embarrassing. I'm like, look, y'all need to chill out. First off, we gotta wait till Microsoft says what was the problem, because of course they're gonna communicate it because it was removed, and there's gonna be people asking questions. But the ones like me though, which I sat here yesterday and talked a little bit about it, I said, you know, it has to be a license thing. I said it loud and clear, it has to be a license thing. I don't want to jump into it because at the end of the day though, I have to wait for the company to come out and say something, because I'm not gonna be guessing or fear mongering or throwing shit out there like saying, well, you know, Game Pass is done. Because seriously, that's what these articles made it sound like. I'm not kidding you. Here's another one, chat. Here comes another one. Here comes another one. And still to today, they keep on putting shit. Even this morning, I woke up an hour ago. I mean, I was like, yo, didn't y'all see the news that these guys came out and said, hey, look, it's been fixed. We don't have a problem. Yo, they did say that yesterday. And nobody has done an update or said, okay, let's change the title. There was a problem with Tony Hawk not coming to Game Pass due to music and licensing. So you had to say, so here's another website that says, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is no longer coming to Xbox Game Pass news. So basically you guys are saying, like, it's no longer coming. Well, it's just been delayed. So no explanation was given. Why don't you guys say this? This would have been a better title, but you know, this is me just saying this is what I would have wrote though. Tony Hawk was removed from Game Pass. That's it. We don't know what happened here, but let's wait till Microsoft says what has happened or whatever. Something simple, something that tells you that we gotta wait for the company and why this game was removed. That's all. An explanation which has not been given or whatever. It would have been easier, but no, you guys had to go out there and say, no, it was removed. Oh, it's not coming. Like it's not coming over there. Oh, God. Look. One thing is removed. Like, okay, we took it off. We took it off because when you take something off, something is going on. Why do you take this off? Something is happening. But you guys are acting like it's not going to be there. It's just been delayed. Fuck's sakes, man. Seriously, this is... You gotta love the media. You gotta love the media. And they keep on going. They keep on thrashing. They're not even out there confirming this. Game Pass will not big hit for some user and not interesting. There have been people who tried to pay with pennies and went, okay. Depends on the business. Marathon, okay. Power World is stomping all over Marathon. What are you talking about? I'm just being sarcastic. People literally call Marathon a masterpiece. Oh, God. Oh, God. PlayStation does it all the time. Tony Hawk's got to get paid. Check out Louis. What's up? Why so serious? Good morning, my brother. Broke boy, good morning. Google poll. I don't know if you were here earlier, but good morning. Asha needs to press conference regarding THPS 1 and 2. Oh, yeah. They probably basically are telling Asha, come out here and say something and make a press conference. And they're not going to go out there and say a press conference because of a licensing thing. No. All you got to do is tweet it out. And guess what happened during the day? They tweeted out and said, due to some licensing things that are out here, you know, we had to remove this and, you know, in order to get things right. Like a bunch of people speculated. That's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes, you know, you might have a game there that has all this music, all this cool stuff in it, and all of a sudden they say, hey, look, we got to remove it because of this. What's the problem? I mean, look what happened. I'm being serious, though. Like, look what happened with Friday the 13th, the game, though. One of my favorite games of last generation, Friday the 13th, the game, and still is today one of my favorite games, which I would have loved if they would have continued to it. But it was taken to court. Not the game, but the franchise was taken to court. The dude won after a year and a half or two, and they had to shut down the servers after that. They couldn't even update the game. They couldn't. I was actually waiting for Jason X to be in there, and I did not get a Jason X. I did not get the Jason X map. I was waiting for that. I was like, man, I'm finally gonna go in and use that cool cyber awesome Jason X stuff from that movie. Man, that was fantastic. I didn't even get it, and that was due to a licensing problem. So again, what was the issue behind this? Because you guys are again acting like, oh, this is bad. Oh, there's cracks in Game Pass. Oh, Game Pass is failing. Now they're going to start removing games. Oh, no, this and this. Oh, my God. Seriously, and the more I go into these articles, like the more I read into them, like they don't go in there and correct it. They have not written an update about it, which they probably waited to write about it today, because that's how these dudes are, though. They wait the day, 24 hours later to write about it. I mean, I can go right now out there on Twitter, look at the tweets, and seriously, take a look at that. Wait, I can't even see BGC Sports? Wait a minute, are you guys hiding behind a paywall now? So check this out, check this out, check this out, check this out. Here we go. Let's read this one, because I have to refresh it a couple times in order to get everything done. Because I don't know if they're hiding behind a paywall too, like lately these websites are doing. You know, you got to pay in order to read the article. Oh, here we go. See, I can't go down. I don't know why. Something's going on though. So let me refresh this sucker again. Let's go down, right? So it says here, last week, the latest batch of Game Pass titles was confirmed, including the full version of 1.0 release. So, okay. So, The list also added Tony Hawk 1 and 2, which is said to be added Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass Premium, PC Game Pass on July 21st, according to the Xbox list. Now, however, the post of the official Xbox Wire blog listing the wave of Game Pass title. No reading, we removed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. The title's coming soon to Game Pass. No explanation was given for the removal of the game from Game Pass was release schedule. So now I gotta refresh it again to go down. So it says here, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC in September 2020 before getting PS5, Xbox Series X versions in 2021. Now we gotta go down again. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. No thanks. Don't need that shit. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater called it everything it could have hoped for, giving the remake 5 stars. The original Tony Hawk, the sequel. Oh, okay. Let me see. Sequel to Absolute Classic, deserved respect. This remake preserved. Okay, cool. And see, purity of time capsule. Okay, sweet. Refresh. What was the... I read something in here that I just did not see, though. So, here we go. This is the part I accidentally skipped. Xbox acquired the game publishers Activision in 2023, meaning it owns the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater IP, and theoretically can release the game on Game Pass should it wish. Yeah, they own the IP. True, that is true. You know, I agree there with you. They own the IP 100%. No arguing with you there. But what's inside the game, they do not own it. Like the music. They do not own Tony Hawk themselves. Do they? I mean, did Microsoft go out there and buy Tony Hawk? Did they say, hey, Tony, I'm buying you for this much money? Come on, guys. The biggest garlic says Quantum Break was removed from Game Pass a little year ago for licenses, but they added it back after a few days. Yes! Yes, I talked about it just a few minutes ago. The biggest garlic, I didn't mention it. Biggest garlic because it seemed like they forgot about this, though. They actually did, but it's funny, though, how they forget about stuff. But let's keep reading. Indeed, the game's sequel, Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, was added to Game Pass on the day of release in July 2025. Given the game is now nearly 6 years old, there may be a licensing reason for... Oh, so there may be a licensing reason. Oh, Game Pass plan. Should the game have been pulled off from... Have to be pulled off from the Xbox Store in the near future due to expired music or sponsor licensing, as has previously happened, such as titles with the older Forza games. You literally, I give you this chance, you literally forgot that Quantum Break had the same problem. It would have been taken off Game Pass too. So again, they own the IP. Yes, I agree with you there, my friends. They own the IP. They own it. No problem. They own it. I get it. But what's inside the game, they don't own. Like the music, Tony Hawk, some of the dudes that are in there that can say, hey, look, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, whatever. Or they just want, you know, to get paid because their face is going to be in the game. I mean, hell, that's what happens. That's how businesses run. And so if you guys, seriously, you guys did not even mention Quantum Break when it got removed. I mean, it tells me how much of reporting you guys do, or how much investigation you guys do out there. To tell the guys like, look, oh, it happened. This one's happened before. You know, with Quantum Break, the game was removed, and a couple of days later, it was put on Game Pass again due to a licensing problem. This could be a licensing problem, so let's wait and see till Microsoft comes out and confirms. That's oh my God, oh Lord. Speaking of Friday the 13th, did you see there's a prequel series coming out? Yes, sir, I did. And I also saw that Freddy Krueger is getting a movie. I can't wait. Welcome to prime time. Bitch. I love that movie. So, let's see though. NBA celebrate 30 years. It's been long since it was rescued in 1995 from bankruptcy. You can thank AI for why you had to pay to read these articles. 30 years ago, my kids were taller. Many people laugh a lot. Have grandkids now. Damn, Jago. No wonder. Man, Jago, you got grandkids? Holy smokes, man. Shoot. I heard Tony Hawk myself got the rights back to the IP. This is a real move. Digital is the future. There's no stopping the train. Political action to push for legislation and regulations on digital ownership will be more productive. And funny enough, they're talking about it right now, when this conversation should have been since for the longest of fucking time. Ever since, chat, and this is the funny thing, ever since the digital conversation started, this should have been a thing to be talked about. There should have been laws passed. There should have been stuff done, because again, we are spending money on digital stuff. What happened to the shirt, Crazy Louie, and wear same one? No, today I'm actually chill out mode because, you know, I got a doctor's appointment at 12. I'm gonna leave at 12. You know, I gotta leave early. I got a doctor's appointment. Then I'm gonna get my hair cut, and after I get my hair cut, you know, I'm gonna have a chill afternoon, go bicycle riding like I've been doing, you know, trying to lose this weight, which I'm slimming down. I went from a size 38 jeans, now I'm wearing size 36 jeans, so I'm feeling really good. And, you know, I'm just doing my exercises, chat. Louis, I'm a 60 kid, so I have a little age on me. No, Jago 6 was a 60 person. Damn. Jago 6 used to wear them big ass belt pants with big high heels and go dance disco. And had a fro. Oh, I gotta tell you something though. The ABBA girls were, ooh-wee. I mean, once you heard that Dancing Queen song, you look at them ABBA girls, you're like, oh. I gotta say though, the best time for music is the 80s though. You know, I always say that though. That was the year I was born, and the 80s is actually a good time for us, yeah. But yeah, Laos boys, digital is the future. But you've been in the gym lots, Crazy Little? No, I'm just riding bicycle. That's it. I'm not doing anything else, just riding my bicycle. Every day I hop on my bicycle, take the heat, take the sun, and ride, my friend. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing 40 miles a day. That's what I'm doing on my bike. 40 miles, 40 miles, 40 miles, 40 to 45 miles, no more than that. Jago was there when I leave. Oh, he was there. Yeah, Jago was there for that. Jago was there for the Rumble in the Jungle too. Political action for rights against corporations in the U.S. in this time, it would be hilarious. Once again, digital is unavoidable. Oh no, you cannot. Listen. There's things you cannot avoid, or either you get with the times, or either you're done. You know, you got nothing to do, right? Because look, I already told you guys this, and we talked about it like 3,000 times though, but you know, I remember when I was born, we had something called VHS. And I know that back then there was also something else, I forgot the name of it, but yes, VHSs, right? We also had the Sony Walkman that you put a cassette in, which got really famous. You took your Sony Walkman everywhere, right? Remember all that stuff? And then all of a sudden, you know, instead of Sony Walkmans, we got CD players. And after CD players, we got DVDs. And after DVDs, we got HDs. And then we have, what was it, HD disc or something like that? HDs, I don't know, shit. We had the HD thing versus the Blu-ray thing. And after that, we have Blu-ray. We have mini disc. We have a whole bunch of things. But then all of a sudden, we had digital. We have cars now with no CD stereo stuff, which cool, because I mean, shit, it got better for us. Now all we gotta do is go on our cell phone, look for something to hear, and we listen to our music. That's what we're doing now. We don't have to, we're sub to something, and we got all the music we want. We make our playlist, which probably has like 1,000 songs we want to hear, and we just push play and enjoy the music we have. It was not like how it was, you know, back in the day where you had to take the damn disc out and put it on a disc in. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention iPods and MP3 players. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So that's the thing though, right? I mean, look, technology advanced, we have advanced through a lot. I mean, guys, we have cars right now that if you literally fall asleep in the wheel, the car takes notice and it decides to pull to a side and make a full stop. If you fall asleep on the wheel, we have that now. We have cars that literally, if you park them and you know you got two cars in the tight spot, all you gotta do is turn it on with your cell phone and pull them out. I mean, they're working on that technology. Can't wait to have it. You have cars that park by themselves. You have cars that drive by themselves now. I mean, that's technology, and technology advances. Same thing when it comes to the physical stuff. What annoys me is that remotes do not have numbers. Oh man, I hate that too, my friend. That's something that's so annoying. I think the LG does have though that. Let me see, where's my LG remotes? I don't see it right here. I don't know where the fuck I put it because I'm reorganizing this room, chat. Today's the day I'm gonna fix the couch and finish reorganizing this stuff, but I cannot find my LG remote. But yes, I think my LG remote does have the numbers on it. I think it does. I think it does though. Baby Money got punished. I've been back, man. He says, all right. So now we got it simple. Same thing with books, though. I mean, chat. Who still buys Encyclopedia Britannica? Remember back in the day, you know, they had that commercial Encyclopedia Britannica. You had to go buy them encyclopedias in order to look up for words. I mean, who buys that or who uses that, though, still this day? Oh, you got Google. All you gotta type is, what is an elephant? And Google tells you the elephant is a big ass animal that can literally stomp you and sit on you and take a big ass shit. That's what it would basically tell you. Well, I mean, that would be the Louis Google Advanced, quote. But it's true though. An elephant is a big ass animal that can literally stomp you, and not only that, sit on you and take a big ass shit, and you will be able to be seen because the shit is so big it will cover you fully. Yeah, that would be the definition for Louis with an elephant. We have games that play by themselves like Final Fantasy VII Remake Easy Mode. Oh my god. Are you serious? Oh lord. Or phone books. Oh, you remember we all had the little black phone book, you know, with them numbers of them ladies. I have one of those somewhere still. And the funny thing is chat, this is gonna be so I had a little black phone book, right? That was my prior phone book. And I had, this is what I wrote down. Because, you know, we didn't have pictures, you know, cell phone cameras. You know, to add the girl in the picture and everything to see who it is. So I wrote down the number, hair color, size of boobs, and the little extra sauce thing. You know, I had that phone, and it says it like if I can find, I don't think I still have it. I think I threw that stuff away. But yeah, I had all that written down though to see who that person was. Yeah. Cause man, oh man, back in the day, I was a big money. Reading is lame, says X-Lands Gaming. No, it's not. Reading is still good. I still read, my friend. No, it's not lame. Back in the day, in the early 2000s, I remember Microsoft had Streets and Maps before Google Maps was out. Yes, and before Google Earth was out. Yep, that's how it was, though. You're right, 100% correct. Final Fantasy VII Integrated is play anywhere and cheap right now on Xbox. Thank you for that, Raichi. That's a great announcement. If you guys like Final Fantasy, go ahead and purchase it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Damn, Louis was a creep back then. No, I was not. Why so serious? No. That's not being a creep, though. That's being smart. My friend, that's being smart. Because the thing is, though, no, that's not a stalker notebook. No, that was not a... No, that's not a stalker notebook. No, why so serious? No. That was a data notebook. Because the thing is, why so serious, like I said, if I was like, you know... Like BB Money says he gets a lot of girls, though. Back in the day, I had a lot of girls, though. I mean, there was a lot of girls, you know, I talked to. And so I had to write down where did we meet, when did we meet, and all that stuff because, damn. And once that phone rang, because, you know, you had them cell phones, you just had the name. I had a Motorola StarTech. Remember those flip phones, the StarTech? You know, and those V3s and all that shit. I had one of those phones, though. So every time they call, you saw the name. I was like, who is this? Who is this? Okay, who's this number? And then I go, okay. I open up my book, and I'm like, oh, that's who it is. Okay. Hey, what's up? How you doing, girl? Oh, yeah, I remember that day. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. No, I was not stalking women. Come on, guys. No, because how? Okay, here comes a question, though. I'm being serious, though. That's not stalking, though. Then, how is it stalking? She gave me her number. That's not stalking. That girl gave me the number, though. She gave me her number, her name, and everything. I had to write everything down because I was in that time, you know, meeting a lot of girls. Now they're calling me a damn. Hey, Backlog Battler, how you doing, man? Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. 6-day-old bagels and hot sale coffee for everyone entering. Oh, nice, nice, nice. But yeah, that's how it is, though. Technology keeps on growing. It just keeps on growing. It keeps on going, you know, which is fantastic. You know, I like how technology advances, but. Oh, Louis Zaffetti's making it over. No, not like that. No. It was just me being young, you know, because again, we did not have cell phone pictures or nothing or any information though to add. Because I mean, you only had a limit on the name of the person you added on the cell phone, and not only that, the worst thing was that those cell phones they had 3 letters. So you gotta add the name A, you got or C. In order to get C, you had to press the button 3 times to get C on it. C. Oh, I mean, it literally took you like 10 minutes to add a person, though. Look at this so far. Satisfying. They think writing out information the person you gave you is talking. No, Judas, bro, you know what they're doing? They're just trolling me. That's what they're doing. They're trolling me. Don't take it personally, Judas. They're just trolling me. They're calling me a stalker for just trolling me, though. The first cell phone I saw. Oh my god, yeah. You guys remember what was that phone that used to play games? I know it was an Engage, I think it's called. And what was it? It was an Engage, something like. I think it was Nokia Engage, something like that. Yeah. Those map quests print out you. Oh my god. Why? So you know what the worst part was when you had to travel. Like I remember when I traveled out of state though. When I traveled out of states, you know, with my mom and everything, she had to get a map. And in that map, she had to look for, okay, I got to get on this highway and everything. You had to learn how to read a map. Nowadays, see, all you got to do is say, hey, Google, take me to the dog. Take me to, I was going to say, to the dog pound. Yeah, take me to the dog pound. And Google goes in and says, okay, and takes you, yep. Yep. Ah, crap. What happened out here? Uh-oh. What did FarQ, what did you do, FarQ? FarQ, what did you do? What did you do, FarQ? Ah, shit. I have to see something. Something happened out here. What? Oh, it was Sour Blow. He says, wait, I never noticed the painting lady actually looks like Crazy Louie. When did she actually look like me, though? How the hell she look like me, though? Ah, no way. You gotta be kidding me, though. No wonder that shit no one... Ah, shit. Damn it, chat. That shit looks like me. What if my iPod can run Game Pass? Ah. I mean, hey, if you can bootleg that sucker, it probably can, though. I mean, literally, I've seen Doom play on a calculator, so anything can happen, though. Louis has a girl face confirmed. Chat, but you guys gotta keep saying this stuff like this, though. Chat, come on, chat, come on. And the funny thing is he tagged FarQ, so FarQ in any moment is going to go out there and he's going to do something funny, post it out there on Twitter and make fun of me. That's what he's going to do, though. Poor lady. Oh, man. Yep, poor lady. Yep, poor lady, yep. So, Chad, let's bring it back to game because I've been just trolling on here. Louis, we bought the next playground. It's the Mono Connect, pretty cool. Really? Oh, you bought the little... What's it called? Ah, shit. I can't find it. No! Thank you. Thank you. You see? God is with me. I love you, God, today. I mean, seriously, you're with me today. Look! He said, oh, he just said, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. You got the little console thing that you play baseball and stuff like that. I mean, I try if that's the one you're talking about. I did try it. I tried it on I tried it when I was in Best Buy in California. And I said, hey, this is pretty neat. But I said, I'm not going to buy it because you got to pay for a subscription service. And I said, no, I'm not going to buy that because I'm not even going to play it now. If I had kids, it would have been a good buy for the kids, though. So that way they can play baseball, do stuff. I mean, it's a pretty cool little thing, though. Seriously. Louis, take a good picture of the painting, please. Thanks. No, I'm not going to take any good picture of no painting. No way. No. That ain't going to happen, though. I ain't falling for that, though. So let's keep it gaming, chat. Let's go back to the gaming, what's going on. Because I've been ranting all morning about the whole Tony Hawk thing. And listen, media sites, I'm pissed off. Stop bashing Xbox. Go bash a good old PlayStation. Oh, right, that you guys can. I'm sorry. Chat, I'm so sorry. Let's talk good about PlayStation. Yes, PlayStation taking away physical disc is actually really good. PlayStation, I'm with you. So sponsor me. Sony, sponsor me. Sony. Oh, Sony, sponsor me, Sony. Send me some codes, Sony. I want to have codes to your games so I can play on my regular PS5. I don't want your shit. Hell no, don't sponsor my ass. I'm happy the way I am. Damn. Yeah, they do. That's the effect on the painting. Garner State Boss, that if you look at the painting straightforward, if you look at it, the eyes follow you everywhere you go. Like that, it has that effect. Like if I'm over here, she's looking at me. If I'm over there, she's looking at me. But the thing is, the eyes are stable. Like they're literally locked in the painting. Like they don't move at all. But it feels like they're moving. When you move, that's the illusion it causes. Like, whoa, Pony International Podcast. That's right. We can call it PIP. Oh, then we can add the cool song. Because I'm a motherfucking PIP. I don't know what you heard about me, but I'm a PlayStation fanboy. That's right, there you go. We can add that song right there, yeah. I can become the Pony Cent. P-Cent, there you go. That's right. Nah, it's not possessed by Pony. Hell no, no Pony ever grabbed this painting. This has been an Xbox painting. That's why she's there protecting the Xbox though, all the freaking time, Bueno Central knows journalism. Yeah, they do. Oh no, well they're bloggers. Remember, they said they are bloggers, not journalists. That's what they said. Yep, that's what they said. So, like I was saying though, let's go back to this chat. Let's go see what else is going on Twitter X. Because I bet you there still is news about the Tony Hawk thing. Because even an hour ago I saw that they said that though. Let's see. What else is out here, chat? But yeah, it's funny though, like chat. Ooh. Wait a minute. Power wash, you can go in and become a stormtrooper and clean, or become a robot and clean the Superstar Destroyer. Now I gotta play some Power Wash though. Power Wash 2 is so much fun. I gotta give it a go. So let's see. I'm going down the list, my chat. Going down the list to see what is happening. What is happening? So I see a lot of people got the Halo launch. I see a lot of people got the Halo launch out there. They did. And kind of funny though, the people I saw who got it, I'm like, really? But yeah, that wasn't Xbox, those are the supposed publishers or whatever that are giving the game for them to try out. But damn, man, out of all people, those are the guys who are trying out this game to get reviews. All right. Alright, cool. Of course, they're playing on PlayStation 2. Interesting. Yep, alright, let's keep it going. So is this overheard at Rare have the exact same frog? What do you mean by that, Rare? You guys are just posting something out there on Twitter. I don't know what you guys mean, but okay. So let's keep it going. Here we go. Chat, do you guys remember how many times have I said about this? And I'm glad this is actually coming up, because how many times have I said this about physical games? That for years and years on end. Hello, campaign involved physical edition. Still need to download and then sign in to play. Oh, how many times have I said this, my chats? How many times have I said all this? The person who wrote the article on Windows Central is an idiot. He knows damn well it's down due to licensing issues. Even Force eventually goes because of license. And issues is not that difficult. Of course, FarQ, the thing is they have to go out there, throw the BS, talk bad about, you know, Xbox, because that's the thing though. If they don't have that bad Xbox news for them to throw out there, they ain't happy. And the funny thing is, right now, with how things are, wow. You guys want to see something I saw yesterday? I will say, whoa. So now, check this out. Hold on a second. Check this out. I saw a quote yesterday, and I would say, oh, so now you're saying it, huh? Check this out. Let me show you what I saw yesterday. If I can find it, though, because I know that was a tweet. All right. Watch this. Here comes Lou with some slander, guys, like always, and it says here loud and clear. Look. The problem is there are hundreds of others that has happened this too. You shouldn't need to go viral to save your Microsoft account or any account from hacking. I've written to regulators in Europe to find out what rights people might have with regards to this. So you have written to them because of something that happened to Joshua Kane. And for the last couple of weeks, we're seeing that physical media is going away. You guys have not said nothing about it. So now, because of what happened to Joshua King, because his account got hacked, and you know he lost a couple things, and you know Microsoft even came out and said something like, "Look, listen, you don't need to go out there in social media and say something. Sometimes you do, because that's why they have ways of communication. It may be that person that he tried inside the Xbox platform couldn't communicate, so it was better for him to go out there and communicate and say, hey, look, we have a problem. And it's good to address this. And as long as the company comes by, which an update came by, and they did, they actually, you know, went to them and said, hey, look, let's see what we can do. Let's work with this. Let's try to get all your stuff back. They came back and responded to him out there in social media because, yes, of course, they had to be bashed for stuff like this. And again, I agree, bash them. But now you have the time to write the regulators because of this, because of something that happened on Microsoft. But wait, 3 weeks ago, wait, what happened to the 500 movies? Did you write to them because did you write to the regulators when they took away 500 movies out of PlayStation? Man, I don't see you writing to regulators because of that. Now you want to write to this because of this, and that you've seen this happen way too many of a time. Why didn't you write about it back then? Because you've seen this happen before. Just asking, though. Just asking. Just asking. Just asking. I'm just asking, you know. I'm just asking questions, you know, just regular questions. There's nothing wrong with that because, you know, I have a right to ask, though. Why couldn't you ask this when it started to happen, though? And now you write to regulators because this happened. Which we saw Microsoft come out and say, hey, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's see what we can do. And yes, the problem is you're all acting like Microsoft has really bad customer service, and they don't. Maybe they did not get through it over here, but that's why he went on social media and posted it, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Because he was tired of talking to the guys in the back end that didn't do nothing. And that was his response, of course. Grab it, scratch it, throw it out there, say, hey, look, this is not a good look. Fix it. And they came around and fixed it, though. I mean, it's not been fixed yet, sorry, chat. But they came around and said, hey, let's work on it. Let's see what we can do. That's called great customer service. And they're not going to give up till they get it. Now, on the other hand, though, what has PlayStation said about the physical guys being mad out there? What have they said, though? Because, look, chat, let me tell you something. Look, chat. Listen. I throw my head with this stuff, right? I am 42 years old. I've been with Xbox since the early 2000s, right? And when I became really a part of it was in the 360 era, right? Ah, shit. So, like I said, though, I've been a part of it, and the best thing about Xbox is their customer service. You cannot deny that. I mean, when there's a problem and they need to go out there and solve it, they will appear and solve it. Even though it went to an upscale and went to social media. Like, you are acting like, oh, shit, Microsoft, you shouldn't have waited to do this. You guys should have solved this in the back end. If Microsoft literally told him, right in front of his face in that area, that part, when they told Joshua, hey, look, we can't do nothing, this is it. He has the right to keep on going to see further up who he can get. I would have done the same thing. Now, would I be bashing at Microsoft for this? Yes, it's a bash. Because at the end of the day, yo, you guys over here are not solving this problem. I need to solve this because I have stuff here that I spent money on and I want my shit back. So, yes, that was an actual good bash, I gotta say, though. So they gotta correct it. Now, are you guys writing about how it was corrected? Oh, no, but now you gotta write to regulators because, this is bad. Microsoft bad. Me. But write to regulators about how PlayStation removed 500 movies, though. And they're not going to let the person. Did they get their money back? I bet you they didn't. Did they pay them back, though? At least, Sony should have said, here's a compensation for those 500 movies we took back. Because at the end of the day, though, yeah. Oh, no, you didn't read the 5 pages, so I'm taking all your money. Motherfuckers. So if you got a movie on there, I don't know what's the take on Sony, though. So let's say Sony takes 30%. At least give 15% of what you made to the fan, though, that bought those movies, though. Because I don't know how many people bought movies in there, but damn. Wow. Come on, man. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on with him because, listen, that's his personal take, personal life. I don't care. Look, he could have his stuff. Cool. But the thing is, you're going out there and throwing opinions like that. You're like, huh? Or because it makes you ask the question, though. Are you on one side or are you on this side? Or you're the other side or this side? It's just like that. Have you ever seen Men in Tights? One of my favorite movies of all time. When Chu goes to Robin Hood and he explains. He says, hey, yo, Robin, you need to be crossing this bridge. Because all you got to do is, right here, we can cross it by going like this. Or this side, or the other side. That's all you got to do. That's what happened in that movie. He literally explained it's such an easy route. But no, he has to stand his ground. And fight Little John. Which was pretty funny, though. I like that. To get the message clear that they cannot take his bridge. And the bridge is like this big. You gotta love that movie, though. if he has these issues, you shouldn't write articles of you bet you cannot stop from a person from writing. They have the right to write about things they want to write about. So we cannot stop this though. I mean, it was like I said, remember yesterday's article we read about the whole Roblox thing? He was literally mentioning just the Xbox, and then he starts adding, "Oh, this is a PlayStation, Nintendo problem." Why doesn't he say all consoles have a problem right here, and it's called Roblox? That would have been better. No, he has said that Asha has to take care of this. It's her worst enemy. What? Oh, good heavens, though. Good heavens, though. But y'all don't remember that, people argue with me about the physical stuff and everything. But look, right here it says loud and clear, Halo campaign involved won't play straight from the disc. So I told you guys that for years and years and years on end. And whoever's out there about the physical media and stuff like this, I told you this, 3,000 times. Sometimes you even just get a code, or sometimes you get a part of the game, or sometimes you get this, or sometimes you get that. And here you go. This is what it says, though. You cannot play the game straight from the disc. So basically, you're getting a code to download the damn game, right? Right? To play it. So those servers shut down. Whoops. And you know what's so funny, Ubay? He got Halo campaign to play. Ubay, he got the Halo campaign to play. 4Q says, thanks for the photo, by the way, Louis. Without you even knowing and promoting today's show, help with what I just did just now. Ah, shit. Is it out there on Twitter? Ah, crap. Ah, crap. Oh, man. Chat, this is the stuff I gotta deal with every day. See what I mean? Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Y'all want to laugh? Here you go, chat. Laugh. Have your fun. Look. God damn. Son of a bitch. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You blame Sour Blow? Man. I'm going to kill Sour Blow. I'm not kidding you. I'm going to go ahead and shoot him on his toe or something. I don't know. Or step on his toe. Yeah, not Chino. That Chino is too far, though. Step on his toe, though. Oh, Lord. So funny. But yes, look what they did to poor Lou. They changed the girl's painting and they put my face on it. Nah, we do not look alike, though. It's looking at it that way. Oh, Lord. Ah, crap. Good thing it's not the Cheeto picture that Silent Cypher has somewhere. The damn Cheeto picture he made of me. Ah, so let's keep it going, Chad. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see what else is going on out here with Twitter. Because, man, you got to love this. So now we know that these guys only got a code. And a Doom in the Dark Ages also had a code in it. So let's see. What else is out here? Looking for articles. Let's see what we can find though. So you see, this is what you got. You see, look. There you go. See? Here you go. Good. I'm glad they got back to him. See? That's good. Xbox player got his back. Xbox player has got back their deleted 25-year-old accounts. After Xbox support reached out to the player whose account is back, the user has updated to the world. Let us know he has his account back at last update. Oh, so he did? Update breach for me, please. Over on Xbox support has responded to Joshua Kane and the loss of his Xbox accounts. Xbox support replied to Kane's tweet, said, "We're sorry this happened. It's not the experience we want anyone to have with their accounts when their account is compromised. We have been working to restore access to your purchase and reached out with the next steps. Please check out your voicemail or Xbox." Hopefully Kane will get access back to his account soon enough, and all of this purchases will be restored. It's good to see Xbox taking action after the backlash, as it certainly felt like a lot more could be done to help Kane out. So yeah, like I said though, if he did not do this, he probably wouldn't have gotten back though. And that's what people should do though. When companies do stuff like this, you got to go out there and say, hey, look, I'm the consumer. I paid my money. You guys better solve my shit. Nothing wrong with that. I don't find anything wrong with that tweet. I don't find anything wrong. And I'm happy that you guys are writing articles saying, look, they came back and said it, which like I said, no doubt. I said this before and I'll say this again. The best customer service is Xboxes. They don't play around. They do not play around when it comes to that, guys. I mean, they do fantastic, and they solve problems easily. And man, and sometimes they're hard though, because I remember one time I had a tough one though, but and it took me like 2 or 3 hours to solve. But listen, they sat with me for 2 or 3 hours. So props to them for that, man. Seriously, props to them. Props to them 100%, man. Props to them. You gotta love them for that, though. So let me find this tweet, though. Because lately, everybody's just still talking about layoffs. Layoffs happened, when was it? Last week? Let me go check my calendar. Layoffs happened last week, basically. And it's been a week and a half and they're still talking about layoffs. They just won't let go of that. And they keep mentioning these articles, though, because like I mentioned, the whole Tony Hawk thing, I don't know what that has to do with the layoffs, though. Y'all remember yesterday I mentioned something about, Crunchyroll? Check this out, chat. Sony owned Crunchyroll. Sony owned Crunchyroll is now kneecapping physical anime sales. Aww, y'all losing your physical anime sales? Aww. I'm so sorry, y'all. Now they're going for that too. Oh, Lord, chat. They're even doing that too, chat. Oh. This is why, chat, you guys. Ah, oh, shit, let's post it. Ah, crap. Oh, Lord, you guys are, oh, man. Look, this is funny, though. Look. Even the picture gave me the thumbs up. Oh, Sunrise, that is awesome, man. Thanks. Look, they're just like, yeah, Oh, man, that's funny. That was pretty cool. Thanks for that, Sunrise. That was cool. And Fark, thank you for, like, always making me laugh, my friend. So... Louis, it's everyone. Sony owns all anime distribution outside of Japan, so no one will be able to get anime outside of having a PSN account. Wow, that sucks. And that's what you call a monopoly, chat. Right there. That's a monopoly. Right there, chat. That's a monopoly. And that's what sucks, chat. When you guys give too much power to these companies like that, this is what sucks. And like I said, though, This comes from Ecstasy's. Let me go get the Ecstasy's tweet about Sean Layden because I had a couple things to talk about this today, you know. So Ecstasy's posted this that Sean Layden said this. I don't know if this is true though, so let me read this real quick. So I can continue on looking for that Sean Layden tweet that Ecstasy posted. And I got a couple things to say though about that. So here it is. So Ecstasy says this. Eyes on this, the chaos on PlayStation social media has just sparked a direct firestorm with developers in the industry. According to a leak, Moore's Law said third-party studios are shelling out thousands of dollars to Sony just for privilege of securing a promotional tweet in a specific time slot on their official account. The problem is that with the current wave of outrage and massive complaints flooding PlayStation profiles, every pin announcement is getting buried under the community's hate. Holy shit. Anonymous sources within the studios are blunt, they're furious. Shelling out a fortune for premium marketing only for your game's announcement to be met with toxicity towards Sony's policy shattering publishers' trust. Charging developers a visibility tax is a sweet deal, but if PlayStation doesn't clean up the public image soon, giants like Rockstar won't take kindly to seeing their millions invested in GTA 6 marketing end up buried under the insults aimed at the Japanese execs. Guys, you know what this says though? You know what this means? Keep fighting. Don't stop. So listen to none of these dudes who are shelling out for PlayStation, who are protecting PlayStation. Don't listen to these fucking media sites who keep on protecting PlayStation. You guys keep the fight. Keep on fighting, my friends. Don't stop. You guys are doing an amazing job. If this is what's happening, good. Keep on doing it, my friends. I applaud you for this. Keep on doing it. But I hope that you guys learn a fucking lesson after this and understand that. You cannot fall too much in love with these companies. You can be a fan. I get it, but not too much of a fanboy to be protecting it the way you guys did. PlayStation does not need that ego. Not even Xbox, no one does need that ego. You can talk the good things about it, yes, like I do on this channel. I can talk everything good, but they do not need this ego because once they get that ego like they have, this is what you get. And this is the result you are getting. So that's when you got to go in and bash your guys, you got to bash them no matter what. So they don't do things because, listen, these companies will take advantage of you if they have to. They will. Just don't let it happen. So, this is something that Ecstasy's posted that Sean Layden said. A single dominant player is bad for the industry. Sean Layden, former CEO of PlayStation, confesses that he wants to see Xbox regain its strength, recalling the legendary era of 360 and the PS3, and says the rivalry elevated the entire industry at the time. He assures the right competition benefits the players and that the rivalry of the past forced everyone to innovate more. So my advice to you, Mr. Layden, is this, and to everyone out there when it comes down to Twitter and all that stuff, stop talking shit about Xbox. Start talking more positive. You know, listen, we all understand that layoffs happen, which it sucks. We all understand that things have been changing. Right now, Xbox is going through a restructuring. Try to look for more positive news on the restructuring side. Because I know you guys want to talk about the layoffs, but you got to talk about what's cooking, what Xbox is doing. Like, for example, out of all the bad news that was happened, though, Xbox decided to go this route and say, okay, let's make a Fallout game. Let's do this. Let's do that. I mean, they have made some changes, though. I mean, they're going to keep on making changes, and it's for the better for the players, though. Also, Layden's F Xbox. Yep, exactly. And that's the big problem, though. If you guys stop with the negative talks about Xbox and get media to start talking good about Xbox, which I know that's not going to happen because Sony keeps on sponsoring them. Because the funny thing is, the reason why I see more and more of Xbox media is because they're trying to cover the negative impact that the physical is having out there. And so they're trying to look and find what is the negative talk about Xbox. They're trying to see to cover this. But the problem is that there's no covering this shit. No matter where you go, left, right, up, down, up and bottom, there's no covering this. People are furious. And Sony has not taken the time to sit down and talk to them. And it sucks that all these dudes have to go out there and fight this. And like how Safo said, right? Safo said something clear. Safo said, look, I'm glad the PS fanboys got shafted. Yes, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm glad for that too, 100%, because for years and years on end, we've been warning them what this company is, and they don't listen. It's like the PS3 era was totally forgotten about. When PS3 literally told you guys, get a second job to buy a PS3. Wow. Wow. It's just like the Don Magic era when they said, well, you're a submarine, get an Xbox 360. Wow. It's me, the boy Lewis, with a $2 super chat. Louis, check out those 2 posts I put in Discord. All right, I'll check them out, my friend. I'll check them out. But yeah, that's the whole point, though. Talk more positive about the brand. Start talking about its games, that they're trying to make their best to make good games. Try to, you know, to see how you can get a positive vibe about Xbox, though. No joke. Try to get that in, though. But you guys are not doing that. You know what you guys doing? You guys keep on bashing and bashing and bashing and bashing and bashing. Literally making it seem like Xbox is the worst company out there when it comes to gaming and when it comes to all this shit. And it's not the worst company out there, though. It's not. I mean, look what happened yesterday. You got a person out there going out there and complaining that he lost his accounts. Right? He lost pictures, he lost this, he lost that. All of a sudden, you know, because of the push, because of course I don't agree with when companies do that, because listen, you got hacked and now you lost your account because you got hacked. No, you guys got to go out there and talk about it, right? 100%. And because of that push, they came back and responded. That's what a company does. They respond to you, try to fix things, which is a good thing. You know, I'm happy they did this. Fantastic. Now, look at the other side, though. You got fan backlash. People are pissed off, and Sony has not sat down and done a 3-minute or 2-minute presentation to keep them calm. They haven't even sat down and acknowledged it. They said, we're just going to let the storm pass through. And listen, they're not going to let the storm pass through. They're pissed. They are pissed, and no matter what you do or what you post, they're going to get backlash, my friend. No matter what. So let me go see. Where did you put it, bro boy? Is it in Twitter or is it in what's it called? Let me go see if it's in Twitter though. So let me go up in the messages. Oh, you put it on Discord. Okay, let me open up the Discord then. Discord. But yeah, I'm being serious though. Be more positive, my friends. Be more positive. And you'll see that Xbox will become a competitor. But the more you bash it though, the less and less and less Xbox goes out there and competes, my friend. That's what sucks though. Ah. What did you post though, bro boy? I'm seeing something. Asus One. First off, the Asus One Xbox One Ally X. Legion Ghost Team OS 32GB 1TB version. Xbox Series X. PlayStation 5 Pro. And Nintendo Switch 2. What are you showing us there, bro boy? Trying to understand the options. The options are nice, yeah. Sweet, yeah. So you're talking about that you have Jaws on the Xbox One Ally X. Phantasmagoria. Wow, Phantasmagoria, Legion Go, Gears of War. All right, you're just showing that the options are nice. Yeah, I agree with you. Options are always nice, and that's why, you know, with the Helix, the setup pics and the post of Fortnite. Oh, what is Fortnite doing? Ooh, I want to see this. Oh, Fortnite's getting interesting, huh? Fortnite's new poison screen can only be used in modes rated T for ages 13 and up. Ah, Fortnite getting spicy. So wait, are you gonna add soon Stellar Blade character in there, and will we get the jiggle effects though? Ah. Ah, let's see this. Let's go. Sweet. Fortnite's new Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn skins can only be used in modes rated T for ages 13 plus. Oh, so now we're getting modes that we gotta buy that are 13 plus though. Ah. Fortnite is becoming an adult game, says Ron Slusher. Yes, probably so though. It's probably getting a more adulty situation out here. Interesting. Xbox is compatible. The problem that Microsoft and Sony have is in common. They are similar than themselves. There is no perceived value, no matter which side you stand on. Competitive. Yeah, I see what you mean, Kirpymon. I mean, look. The main problem with the Xbox is they need to market themselves even more. Because I mean, they've done, like I said, when it comes to the machine itself, I keep on saying this. They have a pretty good machine. They got a pretty good service. They got a pretty much everything though. Now, Fortnite's still. Fortnite's still going Kevin. Now, like I was saying though, they have they just need to market themselves. Period. I mean, there's like nothing else we gotta say about Xbox. Like that's the only thing I don't see when it comes to them that they have like other problems. Like for example, they are fixing the problem with the games right now, right? I mean, they're starting to fix that problem that we, like I said, though, one thing I feel kind of mad about, or not mad, not to say mad, but disappointed, though, is that I felt like all these studios that were bought did not give me the opportunity to enjoy some of the games, you know, that I was actually hoping they would build, though. All they gave me these past couple games that were, okay, they're cool, but they're not, you know, yeah. I was expecting them to give me something big, cool, because, like I said, man, with the funding of Microsoft, they got to do something awesome, and yet I felt like I was cheated out, though. And so now they're out there alone, so good luck to you guys. And like I said, though, these guys are, they're looking to fix themselves and become something pretty cool. They just made Gears of War, you know, exclusive, which is fantastic. And they want to keep on pushing something. A lot of people are out there with this outcry. Why does it have to be exclusive? That sucks. You know, this is not going to do anything. Guys, then why did PlayStation have to pull away from PC then? They needed that extra cash. Well, you know, on PlayStation, they weren't making that extra money, but Xbox was. Made extra money on what? They put Gears of War Reloaded, didn't sell shit. They put Indiana Jones out there, didn't sell shit. They put Hellblade out there, didn't sell shit. They put Starfield out there. I don't know if Starfield sold something, but I don't think it did, but didn't sell shit. They put Pentiment out there, didn't sell shit. They put South of Midnight there, didn't sell shit. I mean, I'm literally saying the same thing for all these games that were put out there and did not sell shit. Forza Horizon sold, yes, but then the rest of them didn't do nothing. I mean, why do you want them to keep it going over there? The strategy did not work. But of course, you guys have to bring it up because you want to become part of the trend. Interesting. Ponies don't buy games. They don't. We've seen this again and again and again. They don't. So, let me get this right here. So, here's a roundup of the news this week. Gaming news roundup for the week, and that's from Hazardous Gaming. Thank you for that, my friend. He says, new Doom Gate title is in early stages of development. Alright. AC Black Friday recently sold over 2 million copies. Despite official cancellation, Obsidian will continue to work on Avowed 2. Said, I hate this dude. God of War Lofty will support physical. And Halo campaign about gone gold. Monster Hunter Wilds is getting a permanent price drop and with new DLC bundles and more. Dying Light DLC The Beast port at PS4 and Xbox One canceled. Good. The Blood of Dawnwalker gone gold. So let's keep it going. The Dust Buzz closed network test scheduled for August 21st, 23. Mouse PI for hire over 1 million players. Disney confirms deep dive into Kingdom Hearts at D23. August 15, Assassin's Creed franchises sold over 250 million units worldwide. So basically, you know, he came out here and posted all the good news in video gaming, which is fantastic. Thank you for that. You did not go in with the slander talks or trying to slander Xbox itself like the rest of these dudes have done for the past couple of weeks. Good. Good. Ponies didn't buy the first party. Of course they don't. Ponies only spend money on movie games and don't have any gameplay instead of cutscenes. Their controller spends most of the time in their laps than in their hands. No, you got it. You got that wrong, my friend. Let me help you out with this, buddy. You are wrong. What they do is they spend their time on Twitter, typing and posting everything with their little itty bitty controllers, because they don't know what a cell phone is, though. I don't know. But yes, they spend their time on Twitter, and not only that, they try to get the access to Twitter somewhere. I don't know how the heck they do it to you access, you know, that pretty cool thing they love. And that is the thing Microsoft should purchase for, you know, for them to own the content, because ponies seem to love that. And that is the PH that is out there. Yes, their #1 clients are PlayStation fans. That's why they have it. And that's why they got the PSVR, though. They're like, ooh, oh, you gotta love this. You gotta love this. Why do you gotta love this? Because hell, like I said, the only one bashing Sony for their stupid ass shit they're doing out there is Push Square. Man, props to you guys. Sony is also taking peddlers for locking Crunchyroll store behind its description. Wants to capture the assignment of convention exclusive merch. It's not been a good month for Sony. It has not been good months for Sony since January, my friends. That's the only thing I gotta say, though. Since January, when they gave TCL that 51%, I knew there was gonna be a wave of bad news coming along, and it's been a wave of bad news on Sony itself, though, who found itself at the butt of basically every joke since announcing its decision to cease manufacturing physical PlayStation games in 2028. Not helping matters is the decision made by subsidiary Crunchyroll, which moving forward will restrict access to its online store behind a paywall. Wow. Starting in August, only members subscribed to the Mega, which is $14, or Ultimate, which is $18 tiers of the streaming platform, will be able to buy merch. Those on the Fan $10 tier will be locked out. Wow. What an asshole. Seriously. In anticipation of the change, Crunchyroll will be offering a 50% discount on select items for all members through the remainder of July. It seems like Sony's justification is it plans to sell more limited edition items, and it wants to ensure committed fans to get access to all the goods. Oh, so that's your excuse. It said in the statement, the new store captures the excitement of convention-exclusive merchandise, collectibles, curated drops, and limited release products inspired by the anime series you love. So it says here, guess who owns Crunchyroll? Remember what happened? A lot of digital content during the Crunchyroll Funimation merger. Also, would all you feel if you had to pay $14 a month to even access the PlayStation Store? Still convinced that we should go with the times. But as you can imagine, this news hasn't been received particularly well. I must say, I'm a bit mixed on this because Sony decided to limit the first wave of PS6 pre-orders to PS Plus Extra, members on the PS Direct. Well, that does seem like a decent way to discourage scalpers, doesn't it? But obviously, the Crunchyroll store currently sells a range of products beyond limited edition items, like manga and comics. I suppose you could argue there are always other places to buy, like Amazon, right? Nevertheless, at the time, Sony has been criticized for nickel and diamond consumers and taking away choice. This isn't a good look. The company could do with a win, and soon. So that's it? Nothing else? Shit. Gets worse and worse. So, it's a Hello campaign where Chris downloads some of the games required to download. Yep. You did talk about the Doom game development, right? I think I did, though. I think I did. I mentioned it this week, though, that they were actually developing a Doom game, though. Sony's in the wrong business and needs to extend their entertainment models. All I know is one thing, chat. Sony is effing up real bad out here. Basically, knockout version of Twitch. So a sad Halo campaign this requires some games. Now always know about Crazy Louis back day and see more merch from different companies. So look, the thing is though, you're talking about the disc like this. The thing is, Laos boys, it's been like this for quite some time. Not only Microsoft, it's been like this for a lot of companies. So what they're doing is they're grabbing a disc. They're putting just a couple codes in there, or let's say a couple megabytes in the disc, and they're selling it to you. You know, and you're buying the disc thinking that you have the full game in there, which you don't. What you do is you pop in the disc in the console, and the console downloads the game from a server. That's what they've been doing for quite some time. And there's other games out there that you get, that even though you got the game in there, it's only part of the game, and the rest you gotta download it. Because look, the problem is that these games are getting bigger. That's one problem. And two, it's for them much more cheaper for you to get it through a server or something like that than you porting it inside the disc. It takes, you know, and not having that time though. Like, can you imagine nowadays, you know, I know this morning, I think it was this morning or yesterday, it's Alex did a video and showing you like that back in the day you could have bought the same game like Final Fantasy 6, or 8. It had 2 or 3 discs in there. Final Fantasy 7 had 2 or 3 or 4 discs in there. I know what he means by that, but these days though, this has changed a lot though. Because look, I know they can try to find a way to put more like disc in there and sell it to you for the same price though, but it's Alex. I don't know if you figured out how much does it cost, you know, to ship these boxes over there with these CDs in there, and probably, you know, it costs a little bit more. I don't know, but I think you're on point with that though, with that idea that you put out there to have several discs, to have the game in several discs though. But yeah, it's just they don't want to do the extra work, it seems. That's all. And it sucks they don't want to do the extra work, because at the end of the day, it was sweet. When you bought a game, you had the full game in there. That was a sweet thing. At least, you know, you had everything full in there. But nowadays, you pick up a disc, and you don't even know if the disc has the full game in it. You just don't know anymore. Unless if someone goes out there and says, well, I installed the game, and this is what it says. It only has like 48 megabytes or something like that. That's how the only way you know that the disc has just a code in it. That's the only way you know. After you bought it. And it sucks though. It sucks, my friend. It sucks. But, hey. That's how things are these days, chat. And it's been happening for years and years and years. And that's what I mean though. If people would have complained more about it, then things would have changed though. But nowadays people see stuff and they just shh, which is bad though. It's awful. It is awful that they stay quiet. But the backlash of the physical, though, they have not stayed quiet about that, though. So that's a good thing, though. And keep on pushing it. I love this back in the day. Go to the store and buy them. Yep. That was sweet, though. I never had that experience like you guys had, though. I never had that experience that I had to line up to buy a game. I wish I did have that experience, but I never did. I never did. So let me show you this. This is pretty sweet for you fans out here. This is the final thing I'm going to show, because I almost have to head out, my friends. Because like I said, I got a doctor's appointment. I got to do something before I start heading out. So here it is. And let me show you this one last thing. And like I said earlier, this is coming to Power Wash Simulator. Check this out, chat. Ready up, water blasters for an epic journey in the galaxy far, far away. Power Wash Simulator 2 Star Wars Pack is out now for PC, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. You can power wash everything in that game. Yo, that's pretty cool, though. Man, that's sweet that they're adding this stuff. And I love, you see, this is the stuff that I love, though. When people out there, these big, you know, titles like Star Wars and everything want to hop into a game and say, okay, here you get the privilege to clean the Star Destroyer or to clean, you know, the what was Han Solo's plane name? I forgot. They have Solo playing, you know, the X-wing. Oh man, that is cool. Hey, you get to clean up. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that. Wow, that is so cool. Yo, this is cool, guys. This is cool. I mean, this is pretty sweet though. This is the stuff I want to see though, like, you know, when it comes down to games. Lucasfilms, you know, doing that, that's pretty cool. And it's a DLC. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I know Bro Boy's going to get into that right away. It's $20 for that DLC? What? Well, I mean, you know, they got to pay Disney though, so yeah. Yeah. King 2003K says, I'm not buying PS6. I will buy physical PS5 games until the end of time. There you go. There you go. Keep on going, King. Because that's what I mean, though. I mean, I'm loving that they're fighting this, and I'm loving that publishers are getting mad at Sony for this. And they have to, because at the end of the day, though, what is Sony doing? Nothing. What is Sony saying? Nothing. They have to say something to the fans. They cannot sit there and chill out. And I love how, and I saw a tweet out there from Colin saying this, and I was like, oh, Colin, you know, Colin, sometimes, you know, it's better to stay quiet on some things and issues, and I know your opinion is all right, but let's see. I think he said something to Jazz or something. I don't care now. Find it. I think he deleted it though. I don't know what it, I don't know where was it though. I gotta find it though, but I can't find it though. But I think he mentioned something to Jess. If I find it, chat, I'll talk about it. But he did say something to Jess. I don't know what it was though. I think he said something. I don't remember. I gotta find it before I go in and say something about it though. But yeah. At the end of the day though, when it comes to something though, I mean, we can joke around about it, right? We can, like, for example, the fanboys, you know, being in an uproar for what happened. And then, like I said, it's their fault because they let Sony do whatever the fuck it wants since the generation that started though. I even said it. You guys, I can't believe you guys are saying that the $10 quality thing is actually a good thing. I can't believe they said that though. They fell into that trap. I can't believe, you know, they went out there and bought a PS5 Pro for, they bought a PS5 Pro to play, what's it called? I mean, without a stand, right? They bought the PS5 Pro without a stand, and they purchased a $30 stand just because, you know, they wanted to do it. But at the end of the day, though, it should have been with a stand in there. They did not complain about anything, and they just didn't say anything about what Sony was doing, though. And they started to compare it with the whole thing, though. Louis, a lot of people won't debate Colin. He's extremely knowledgeable, but David Jaffe has, but it's still more friendly than a real debate. It's not, here's the thing though. You could be knowledgeable out here and know stuff, but you gotta know what to say though. I always say this. And sometimes, you know, he has said stuff that people just don't agree and get mad about because he bashes. He bashes a lot. And like, for example, because, you know, I've heard some of his comments out there, what he said before on several things, and I'm like, bro, no, I don't agree with that. You know, like, for example, the whole idea with the physical and the whole digital thing, right? That's going on right now, right? He should be talking even more and 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 more about it. I mean, even though he's a knowledgeable guy, though, but he should be on the dot with this. You know, and all the channels should be on the dot with this, you know, talking about this area. And I keep saying this though, we need to fight more. We need to say, hey, look, even though, and we understand something, like I said though, I understand 100%, chat. I understand this, that we're going into an era where we won't have physical. That part, I understand it. Because, you know, it's been going on for the last 20, 30 years. You know, since Netflix came out, that's where basically it all started. Not only that, iPods, cell phones, and all that stuff though. I mean, I've seen that stuff happen, right? But yeah, I mean that's the stuff, you know, we gotta focus on. We gotta keep on the fight to see if at least they have a fighting chance to win. Now, did they get what they deserve? Yes, they got what they deserve 100%. Because at the end of the day, they let this monster become this monster. I'm not kidding you though. It's like this is what happened though. You ever seen Frankenstein? I bet you, I know you guys have. It's simple. You know what they did? They said, let's make the perfect monster out there, and they made this into the perfect monster that is Frankenstein. So they turned Sony into Frankenstein now. Sony ain't looking anywhere, just themselves though. They're looking how to make money. That's it. They turned him into a big beast. And when they had the time to fight him, they did not fight him though. Remember, you have to buy the console and controller physical. Yep, I know that. He's knowledgeable, but also arrogant. Yep, that's the problem. Yep, he gets arrogant too. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Thank you. And that's my thing though. There's a lot of things out there that I just sit here and I'm like, and the media pieces that I sit here and read all the time, and the stuff I read, I'm like, why do you guys have to go this way? Like, look, I know there's layoffs. It sucks. I get it. But you guys keep bringing it up, and it's going to continue on for like 6 months. I mean, I have read articles that after 6 months this happened, you guys bring it up in the article. Like, there could be a positive news about Xbox. And when you go into the middle of the article, they're talking again about the layoffs and things that happened, though. Come on, guys. Not like this. But hey, chat, it is what it is. So, chat, listen up. The crazy ones gotta go. Chat, like I said, I got a really busy day. I gotta go to the doctor's at 12, so I gotta start heading out now. Put on my shoes because I got my Crocs on. And yeah, go to the doctor's and then get a haircut finally. You know, I'm gonna lose all the hair, chat. The hair is going down. And the beard is going down too today. So yes, I am getting my haircut, chat. So that way in December, you know, once I lose all the weight, I'm gonna get another style of hair. Because I like this hair how it grew, but I gotta change it around a bit later on. I remember when Colin wrote an IGN article titled, oh, he's with the IGN? Oh, shit. What? Why the PS Vita going to sell the 3D? I'll sell the 3DS. He was buying it? No, that's not going to happen. Yeah, I did see that from Boom. Yeah, I did see that from Boom. Yeah, I did see he was not going to be on the show today. He's got an appointment. But yeah, I got to go to the doctor too, though. So yeah, I got to schedule that thing on 12. And before I go over there, I got to do one thing before I start heading out. And yes, you know how it is, though. So, chat, before we go, tell us what you all been playing. Get the DR and get your app. Why so serious? How old are you? How old are you? I want to know how old are you. Just tell me. You can tell me between the ages of this and this. How old are you, my friend? Goodbye to GameStop, RIP. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks that you guys are... Those cool things that you guys could have enjoyed. I couldn't enjoy that because I wasn't there though. I wasn't there to to do those lines though, my friends. I couldn't do it. I wish I could have lived that so I can talk about it, but I couldn't live it though. Thanks guys. But why so serious? I know one thing is though. Once you turn 40, my friend. Yep. You see this? Once you turn 40, my friend. Yep. You're gonna go through that, my friend, too. No worries. Listen. In life, a man has This is man's side, right? This is man's side, right? The man's side of things. You have 3 things that are guaranteed, though. You're born. If you're born, you're born. What's the other one? You're born, right? You grow up, right? And if you get to your 40s, that's a guarantee that you're gonna get a prostate exam. If you get into your 40s, you're guaranteed to get a prostate exam, because if you don't, you could have a problem. So yes, you're gonna get that prostate exam when you get to 40. That is obligated as a man, my friend. And then, you know, of course, the death. That's another guarantee, though. So yes. I thought it was when you turn 50. No, my friend. No, 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 no. You are lost in time, my friend. Nope. That's when you turn 40. Yep. When you turn 40. That's how it is. When you turn 40, my friend. Yep, yep, yep. That's what happens. Yep. Y'all, hey, you're 40? Go get checked. Don't mess around with that, chat. Go get checked. I know they're done by blood work right now, but still, if it's bad, you gotta go get checked. You got to. Finger poke of doom. There you go, Michael Lax. The finger poke of doom. There you go. Yep. Like I said, if you're a man, those are 3 guarantees you have right there, no matter what. Born, death, and you gotta get the finger, you know where, to get that exam. Even though it's blood work, though, but still. No reason to. I've not even had the code. Yeah, but the thing is, you bait. If it turns out to be, because listen, if the blood work, right? If the blood work, right? If you do the blood work and it comes out to be a high, you're gonna get the finger poke of doom. Finger poke of doom. So that's why the series, those are the 3 guarantees he has as a man, though. So there's no saving you from that, my friend. There's no saving you from that. So you can make fun of me all you want. All I know is one thing, and I hope to God you get to turn 40. You're going to have a sweet experience if you have a problem there. That I hope that you don't, though. King says, no, King. King, listen, advice. This is the advice I give to everyone once they turn 40. Listen. Go get checked, no matter what. Once you're 40 years old, you got to start with the checks. You should have started at 35. That's actually the proper age to start. But you got to get checked at 35 years old. Go get checked. Go get examined. Go do everything. Go get checked. Go get everything. My doctor never did finger. Colonoscopy is what they prefer. But you still get the finger poke of doom. Because that's even worse. That's something that goes... I don't even want to make the effect, though. So, Chad, what y'all been playing? Let's start talking about this. I woke up on the table, says Treybo. Oh, no! Louis has to be awake when he gets his probe. No. Fall asleep, my friends. Get that anesthesia, though. Trust me. Trust me. But wait a minute. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. Hold up. Because look, there's a medicine. I forgot the name of the medicine that it's not through the throat though, that it just, you know, in there. So as babies though, we had to get that medicine in there. What's that medicine called? It's got a word for it. Shoot, I forgot the name of that medicine though. Seriously, most uncomfortable thing in the world is that damn medicine. And if you're drunk though, if you get way drunk, that's the medicine you gotta take. No joke. Like if you got like a really bad hangover, you just keep on puking. That's the only way you can take that medicine, and that is through the. But yeah, chat. I gotta go though. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for super chats. Thank y'all for memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love you guys to death. And seriously, chat, I will be back here tomorrow morning on Good Morning Crazy Lou Gaming. Y'all know where to find me. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Also hit that bell so it can tell you when the crazy one comes on to talk about what's happening in the gaming news world. Chat, have a beautiful day. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Little Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one.